So this gonna seem like it's all over the place. But I just wanna let you know I put my money on you. If you know, let's do it like this. So there's a bet going on right now between me and uh, a version of you or the old you. Let's say it like that. There's a bet going on between me and that old frequency you. I told them that I had my money on you. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you used to do. I don't care how you used to feel. I don't even give a shit about the stuff you used to think. Nah, none of that shit means anything to me. That old you, that old you is like, bet money, this gonna be too easy. The old you is like, I'll take your bet, Jay, and I'll raise you $1,000. That's what that old version of you said. I was like, shit, bet money then. Bet money, let's go. The old you was like, Jay, you don't even know. This dude, this chick, she can't help but to go back to the past. The old you was like, yo, all I gotta do is dangle this out in front and they gone. That's what the old you said. The old you said, I'ma let, I don't know, Monday feel good to him. I'ma fill Monday up with promises and hopes and dreams. And on Tuesday, they'll be back. They'll be back. The old you is counting on you to react the way you always react. The old you is banking on that memory you had from fucking 3 years ago. They're banking, that old version of you is banking on you remembering that and falling back to your old ways. The old you is banking on you remembering that and immediately feeling as though that day 3 years ago is happening right now. The old you is banking on it. That old you is like, I got him first thing in the morning. The old you is like, first thing in the morning, I'll already get him by a Facebook post or by an Instagram feed or by somebody saying this or traffic or that motherfucker at the job. Like the old you is it already knows. It's like you're gonna keep reacting to the same things the exact same way every time. That's what it's banking on. The old you is like, I got them. They can't let that go. They can't not feel angry every time they think about this. But you know what I told them? I told them, nah, man. They remember. They remembered that old memory, that old person, that old thought, that old situation, that old experience. They remember what it was for, period. But that old you is gangster. That old you is a beast. It's a motherfucker. It's smart. Because what it does is it disguises itself in situations around you and make you feel as though you knew those fucked up situations were going to happen. That old you is slick. That old you would take an old situation and make you feel as though you learned from it, you grew from it, and then it disguises that same feeling in a whole new situation, or maybe even a whole new person. It's slick. It is slick. That old you would disguises or wore disguises that felt familiar to you. So you had no choice but to go towards it. But I told him, fuck you. I told him, this is what I told him now. I told him that, nah, not anymore. I told him that you have developed a desire to do something different. I told him that you had the want to step outside of your box. I told him that your comfort zone is no longer the comfort zone that it used to be. That's what I told him. I told him that you were more attracted to the feeling of something different, something new. You were more attracted to it. I told him that those situations that happened in the past, they wasn't your fault. I told him that you took ownership for them, seeing them situations for what they were, but they don't hold you no more. They don't control you no more. That's what I told him. Now, old you is slick. Let me tell you something. Your greatest opponent, your greatest emesis will always be you. Not somebody else, not something else. Your hardest opponent that you will ever battle will always be you. Because it knows it knows all of your ins and outs. It knows what moves you. It knows what drives you. It's slick. So what you have to do and be prepared to do, fuck that shit. Because I put money on this. If you want to be different, motherfucker, be different. If you want to feel different, motherfucker, feel different. That's what you have to do. It's 2026. The year of the coddling is fucking over. Fuck the shit you see on Facebook, on Instagram, on the news, on YouTube. Damn that. If you want to be better, if you want to feel better, if you want to live a better life, if you want to feel more successful, if you want to feel more abundant, if you want that relationship that you want, then motherfucker make it happen. Stop sitting back wishing, man, I wish this would happen. Man, I sure hope this shit happen. All of that shit relies or is powered or fueled by a feeling and being of lack. That's what that is. I know people nowadays, they don't want to be told anything straight and direct. But this is your life you're talking about. This is your being that you're talking about. This is who you are that you're talking about. So what happened in the past happened. How long are you going to let that situation or whatever the hell it was, how long are you going to let that hold you down to the point where you just don't or can't be better than what you want to be or than what you are? The time of this kikiing and everybody grinning and everything else is fucking over. It's time to do the damn work. If you want to stop drinking, motherfucker, realize why the hell you started drinking in the first place. Think back to the very first drink you ever took. And then from there, think back to the very first time that alcohol was ever in your memory, ever in your experience. And then think about the feelings that went around that particular thing, meaning alcohol, meaning drinking. Fuck all this, everybody want to be, nah man, go back to that. Because from there you'll be able to see that, man, the very first time I drank alcohol, I was angry. I was angry at something. That was the feeling I had before I consumed it. And when I consumed it, I was angry. And then this situation happened. And guess what? That was a traumatic event that happened. I don't know, maybe you got your first DUI. I don't know, maybe you hit somebody. Maybe something happened that was fucked up. And then go back further than that. Well, when was the first time I seen it? Oh man, it was my old man. It was my father. It was my pops. I noticed that every time he drank alcohol, he was always mad. He was always angry. He always said and did some shit that was hurtful, scary, whatever the case may be. And understand from that moment that you do that, you see that shit, that's why I picked up alcohol. Huh. And from that moment, you realize, oh shit, I got a choice. I got a choice. You go back to the situations in your mind that brought you grief, anger, sorrow, whatever it is, where you consume alcohol, where you may have hurt someone. And guess what? You atone for that. You take ownership for that. You man up, you woman up to that. From within. Because guess what? Yes, you did hurt those people, but if you're going to base you feeling a different way off whether or not they are able to change their belief, their feeling about it, you're going to fuck around and be in the same situation longer than what the hell you want to. Because you can't control how they feel. Yes, you can apologize to them. You can apologize to them. But guess what? After that, that's it. But it's for you to realize you can't keep doing it. It's for you to realize that, oh man, when I do this, this is what had the tendency of happening. And then you do the work around that. Maybe it's put the alcohol down. Maybe it's realize, holy shit, let me think about what I do when I'm actually consuming alcohol. Maybe I pick up something else other than alcohol. Whatever it is, meaning that you do something. But you have to free yourself first. You have to free yourself first. And to free yourself from that old self means that you have to do the motherfucking work. And the motherfucking work looks like figuring out where did the beginning of whatever happened to you, whatever feeling you had, whoever you may be, think that you are, whatever, you have to get down to the root of that first. And it starts with taking ownership. Because you're doing this in order for you to feel better within yourself about you. You're not doing it so they feel better about you. No, because they will never stand a chance of feeling better about you until you feel better about yourself. Point fucking blank. Point blank. That's the you. That's the you that the old version is fearful of. That's the you that the old version of you is like is actually worried about. That's the version of you that your old self is like, okay, this motherfucker right here is trying to pull up a fight. Because that version of you, that old version of you, it's banking on you going back to the old feelings about yourself. And what I'm telling you is this: you are a powerful, loving, fucking abundant individual. That's who you are. You are loving down to the core of you. There ain't no hate in you. There ain't no bitterness in you. There is no sadness running up and through you. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. The only one that's keeping you from consistently feeling and being that individual is you. That's the only one. No one else fucking matters. They don't matter. You have to do this for you, because the only one that's fighting you is you. You are the only one fighting you. You feel like your marriage is on the rocks. You feel like your marriage is over. First, ask yourself this: do you want it to be? If you want it to be, then more than likely it is. If you don't want it to be, think about who you are. Because who you are is what you're actually putting out there, and that's what individuals are actually picking up. That's what your spouse is actually picking up. If you don't want to be in a relationship, the energy you put out is going to be that. So what you going to do? It's your choice. If you don't want it to be, then guess what? It won't be. It's plain and simple. I'm going to tell you now, think about that old you. Because if you want it, if you feel like you want it, that old you is doing everything in its power for you not to have it. She isn't doing that. He isn't doing that. It's you. It's you. So if you want it to last, if you want it to be, if you want her to adore you, if you want him to adore you, then guess what? Adore yourself. Adore yourself for who you are, who you really are, not who your limited beliefs have made you out to be. This shit is crazy, man. My money's still on you. Tenfold, my money's still on you. And I'm going to do everything I can do to keep my motherfucking bread. Because every time that old you talking about bet that, I'm going to bet that. I'm going to bet that because I know. I know what it feels like to feel as though I have no control over my emotions. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to wake up and feel the very same feeling that I had the day before. I know the feeling of waking up in the morning, reliving the same thing that happened years ago or the day before. I know what it feels like. But I also know what it feels like to come to the realization that, I had no choice. I had no choice to grow up having the belief that I had. I had no choice. It was embedded in me from a fucking child. Of course, I was gonna always be broke because the way I viewed money from childhood was corrupted. I felt as though the only way I can be happy is if I had money. So guess what? When I didn't have money, I wasn't happy. And guess what? Being unhappy meant that guess what? I was pushing fucking money away. That's the whole thing. That's the whole damn thing right there. So yeah, when I say that I put my money on you, I do because I know what it's like. I understand it. Come on, man.